Hello, it's Sean, and welcome to Hero of the Table. This past week, I had the chance to go to Recruits Gaming Convention in Lee Summit, Missouri. The convention goes from Friday afternoon through Sunday. Recruits is sponsored by the local high school's gaming group. This is the 17th year of Recruits. They used to do it twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall, but they've changed that, and now it's just one time a year. I've been trying to figure out how long I've been going. I can't actually remember when I started, but it's been quite a while. I haven't been to every one of them since I started, but I've been to quite a few. I enjoy it. It's a small convention compared to many others. There's probably 400 or 500 folks that attend over the weekend, but they have lots of good gaming and a nice variety of games. They have everything from board games to miniature games. They have tournaments. They have role-playing games. There's some Dungeons and Dragons that goes on. There's a Middle-earth strategy battle game tournament. I saw some X-Wing and some Star Wars Armada. There's lots of historical gaming in various scales and periods. I saw some ancient Chinese naval battles. There was a big Trafalgar game. There was a DDay game for the landings in Normandy. I believe there's still a 40K tournament that happens there. So really, whatever your gaming interests are, there's something there for you if you're interested in going. The convention is very affordable. It costs $5 to attend for the whole weekend. And if you're a student, there is no cost to attend. I live in Nebraska, so it's a little bit of a drive, but nothing too bad. It's well worth the time. My group of gaming friends have been going down, as I said, for a number of years. They've been going longer than I have. But we always have a great time while we're there. There's a number of people involved with the organization of the event. I don't know all of them, but just a shout out. It's always a fun time. It's well organized. There's places to play games. There's opportunity to come and run your game if you want to share that with the group of people. They have a silent auction that has tons and tons of items on it. A lot of folks bring their games and can sell them, and I usually buy a couple of games while I'm there, sometimes more than others. But a portion of those sale prices goes to the convention to support a charity that they're sponsoring. The charity that's being supported is Children's Mercy Hospital of Kansas City. Last year's convention allowed them to provide over $3,000 worth of games to the hospital. I don't know what the goal for this year was in raising, but hopefully they met that goal. So it's just a pretty cool event to encourage people to play games and still support and share the love of gaming with some people that are really in need of some positive in their life. The convention has a food stand that's open for pretty much all weekend. They do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They bring in things like donuts for breakfast. They have candy bars, chips, sodas, all that. They've usually got hot dogs and nachos, pizza, whatever, and it's pretty affordable. Sometimes you go to some of these events and the food prices are pretty crazy, but here at this one they're pretty reasonable, I think, and they have a nice variety of things that you can eat. Of course, there's also lots of restaurants nearby. Lee Summit is a suburb of Kansas City, so there's lots going on there. There's plenty of restaurants to go out to. Usually my group of friends will get out and go to a dinner at least one night. There's a steakhouse that we've been to, or some barbecue places that we go to. So again, whatever kind of thing you're into, you can find something. So gaming starts on Friday night at 5 p.m. People are there a little bit ahead of that, setting up and stuff, but that's when the official gaming sessions start. They have 2 gaming sessions on Friday from 5 to 8 and from 8 to 11. And then they have sessions all day Saturday and then again Sunday morning. People volunteer to run games during those sessions. At any given time, there's 10 to 15 or 20 organized games that have been set up that you can join in and play. There's also space for open gaming, so you can just grab a board game or a miniature game or whatever and sit down and play those. I had the chance to play in a couple of games that I was pretty excited about. One of those is a Chain of Command by Two Fat Lardies. It's a World War II platoon level miniature war game. The game that I played in, they used 15mm models, which I like. I think that smaller model works really well for miniature war games. The battle that they had set up, Battle of Samur. My understanding of this battle is a German force attacked a French cavalry school. And the school, one of the things that they had done for years is the graduating class would set up a defense of the Samor River. And so when they attacked, the French they went ahead and set up that defense that they'd been doing. So were well versed. They knew the terrain well. Instead of it being a training exercise, they actually set a defense and defended against the invading German force. Chain of Command uses a dice activation system to activate your units. So you roll your dice, and that tells you which units you're able to activate. You can get special actions by rolling multiple sixes, so you can get additional turns. There's kind of a lot of chaos represented by the rolling of the dice, but I enjoyed the system. I've read through the rules previously, but I'd not played it before, so that was the first game I'd had of the Chain of Command system. I really liked it, and it will be one that I look to play more often. Next, I played in a game of Rommel from Honor Publishing. Again, this is a World War II miniature war game. This is kind of a strategic level game. We played a game where we were storming the beaches of Normandy for D-Day. The Germans had the defensive seawall, and then they had artillery inland. The game we played was kind of a mishmash of the various beaches. So we had the US and British storming the beach, and then we had the airborne drops of both British and US on the table. So we were trying to secure some of those artillery areas, take those out so that the people landing on the beach would have a little bit more success. The forces landing on the beach were trying to break through and connect with the airborne so that we could move inland. Again, I enjoy this game. It was kind of fun. Con games can always get a little bit hectic. I think we had 6 players for the game, so there was a lot going on, but it worked well even with that number of players. There's a lot of abstraction in the game because it is a strategic level kind of game. Each army commander gets a battle board where they roll dice. They use those dice to play events that happen or to do tactics for different battles that are happening. And then the forces, when you're attacking somebody, you compare the strength of the attack versus the unit you're attacking. You roll some dice to see how many hits you make, and then they can fight back. This is another one that I already own, but I hadn't played. So I was happy to have the chance to give it a try and see how it worked. And again, I'm going to be setting up some games of this for some friends so that we can try it at my local gaming group. I also played another Two Fat Lardies game. This was a little bit with the sci-fi bent. So What a Tanker is kind of a beer and pretzels kind of game where every player is controlling a tank and you're just attacking the opposite sides. So you might have 3 or 4 people on each side with a tank each, and you're rolling dice to activate your tanks and see what they can do, and then you're just fighting it out. This is very much a con game. It's a good time. The version that I played was What a Space Tanker. So each player had a sci-fi tank. The gentleman running this game was the host of the Veteran Wargamer podcast. I've not listened to that before, but I'm going to download that and subscribe and listen to some episodes of that. It was really nice looking board. The models were painted very nicely, and I liked the little tweaks he made for the game to make it more of a sci-fi bent. One of the last games I got to play was a Force on Force game. This is a game published by Ambush Alley. It had a sci-fi bent. Again, it was a Stargate scenario. If you've ever watched the show or movie Stargate, it was based in that universe. You had an Earth force that was trying to rescue a couple models. You had to move them across the board to the Stargate and get them through. And then you had the Gould attacking and trying to keep you from rescuing those models. Force on Force is another interesting game. It is typically kind of a platoon level game, but it is made for asymmetric combat. I have played this one a couple times. There's a sci-fi version of the rules called Tomorrow's War. I've played that as well. I had a good time with that one as well. I was in control of half of the Earth force, and we were able to move the 2 models that we needed to rescue off the board. We eliminated the enemy force as they were trying to stop us, and we did manage to rescue them. So that was a fun game. We had a good time, and it was interesting to see those rules in action again because it's been a while since I played it. So overall, Recruits is a fun event. I've been going for a number of years, as I said. The cost is right. It's fairly close to us for conventions, so we're able to drive down and have a good time. It works for all ages. One of my friends that went, he brought 3 of his sons, and they range from age up to 10 to 17. There's a wide variety of games that are held at the event, so there's normally something that will interest anyone that attends, if you're into board games, if you're into miniature games, and like I said, different periods and different styles of all of those. So if you're in the area, I'd encourage you to check out Recruits Gaming Convention. It's normally held in the fall. This year it was in September. It's sometimes been in August, but I think normally it is in September. If you want to support my channel, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell so you get notifications when I post new videos. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook, and there I post things that I'm playing and projects that I'm working on that may not make it to video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.